Now let's do a little bit of practice with shape tools, content properties, and mask. And also, we are going to learn about the concept of pre-composition in this practice. Start by creating a new composition. I start with creating a square. I activate my grid by pressing apostrophe key on my keyboard. The first thing I do, I adjust the anchor point of my shape, which is in a corner, and I want it in the center of my shape. So I press Command key, and then it is snapped to the center of my image. Now I want to create a circle. I make sure my shape layer is deselected, and then I create a circle. Adjust its anchor point, and then moving it in this position. I can rename my layers to a square and circle by right-clicking and choosing rename. Now I want to create a simple position animation. So I create the first keyframe, and after 12 frame, I move the circle outside. I want to keep the circle static for 12 frames, so I copy and paste the last keyframe by pressing Command C and Command V. Then I want to move back the circle to its initial position, so I copy the first keyframe by selecting it and pressing Command C, and then putting the time indicator to the place that I want to paste the keyframe, and then press Command V. Then I want to keep the circle static again for 12 frame, so I would copy paste the last keyframe. Now I have the animation that I have in mind. And I want to copy this whole animation again, so it repeats. Now what I want is to create a sort of mask, so I just see when the circle rolls inside the square. And when it goes outside, I don't see anything here. To do that, I want to put these two layers inside a pre-composition. A pre-composition is a nesting composition inside your main comp. To create a pre-composition, you select any layers you want, whether it's one layer or multiple layers, and then go to Layer panel and choose Pre-compose. So in pre-composition setting, you can change the name of your pre-composition. I'm gonna choose Move All Attributes into the new composition. Check Adjust Composition Duration to the time span of the selected layers. And if I check Open New Composition, as soon as I press OK, the new pre-comp that I created would be open in separate composition window. So if you look at your layer panel, you see now you have a pre-comp separate from your main comp that includes both your layers. And if you switch back to your main composition, you can see now your pre-comp created inside of your main comp. Now it's time to create the mask. Because it's a pre-composition, when I choose a tool, the tool is automatically in mask mode. By creating a mask in this part, I would see this part and the rest would be masked. No longer I would see the circle outside of my square. So this was a useful application of pre-composition. It also organizes your layers. If you have so many layers and they all include a certain animation, you can select all of them and pre-compose them. It helps to organize your layer panel, and simply you can double click in your pre-composition and go inside your pre-comp and edit the layers if you need. But your main comp would be more organized. Another useful thing is you can duplicate this and actually do a slight change without reworking the whole animation. So let me show you. I go to edit and duplicate my pre-com, and just by selecting the scale of it and applying a -100, I actually flip the animation and the position of pre-com without affecting the main animation. Because you apply the change to your pre-com, you avoid reworking the animation that you created, and also applied some changes. Now let's create some text. If you need to edit your text, for example, to change its size or type, thickness, the space between your words or paragraphs, you just need to go to side panels and find character panel. And here you can change your text, edit its size, and etc. And now I'm gonna choose my pen tool and then create just a line. If you hold shift, when you click, your line would be a straight. And I'm gonna change the fill option to none, so I don't have any fill color, and I just gonna choose a stroke color of white for this line that I created. The thickness of the line is good, so 20 would be nice. I'm gonna rename this to line. And if I'm expanding this, the content properties of my line, I actually can do some changes to its stroke. For example, to round the caps of my line. And then I'm gonna add some dashes. And now I'm gonna create an animation by animating the offset. I will have some line animation as well. So please do this exercise and then render your composition. There would be a video from previous semester on how to render a composition. And after finishing this exercise, if you still have time, please continue to the rest of the exercise provided for this class.